Okay, so super fun fact about this video, a few weeks ago, I went rafting with my best friend and I definitely dropped my phone in the river. It's fine. It basically works, except it's like speakers don't work, so like I recorded this entire rant like 3 times on my phone and the sound like it didn't come out, or I was like talking this quietly and you couldn't hear it, but then sometimes it would get really loud and then sometimes it would just get quiet and then I don't know what happened. So, hi, I'm actually filming it this time. This time it's gonna work because I stole my mom's iPad and I hope I just don't drop this in a river. But, there was a lot that came to this production, so hope you like it. Hi friends, nice to see you again. Here I am this time recording on my mom's iPad. Not that it means any difference to you, but to me, nah, actually it doesn't mean that much of a difference to me either. But today we are going to talk about bouncing back, how to get over super devastating things that happen in our lives. Life is hard and painful things happen. We are constantly having struggles and challenges thrown at us, and it all just matters on how we respond to it, right? So I'm gonna talk to you about some things I've learned about how to recover from very devastating situations. The first, and what I think is the most important thing that I've learned that many people choose not to do, is the stage, I guess, that comes before even bouncing back or recovery. And that stage I just like to call feeling. The feeling stage, I guess, is like soaking up in sadness. And I know that sounds like a lot, but we need to take the proper time to, 1, take care of ourselves, 2, allow us to heal, and 3, give us proper time to grieve. The best way that I can explain this is through this cookie. This cookie right here symbolizes all the sadness, anger, all the negative energy that you need to feel before you can properly move on from a situation. Why do we have to feel all this energy? I mean, think about it. If there's ever been a time where something really bad has happened to you and you just try to ignore it, guess what? It keeps surfacing back up because you didn't give it the proper time to be felt and to feel what your body and your mind needed to feel. So if you choose to ignore whatever devastating thing happened to you and you choose to just ignore all this negative energy, you still have it floating and lingering around. And every time it surfaces up and you feel it for a little bit of it goes away. And every little time you feel it, a little more chips away until years from now you forget about it. I don't want to take years to forget about it. I want to move on today. I want to be a new person, start my new life, and be able to move on with this change. That is why we need to create that time for feeling. So whether that means taking a full day of personal time, whether that means canceling any activities you have with other people, whether that means planning out things with other people, whether that means planning out a full day of just things that you like to do, maybe like lifting or playing music, something that calms you down. Whatever it means for you, you need to set time aside in order for you to feel, in order for this cookie to slowly go away. Over the course of the day, this sadness will be felt. It will be acknowledged. By doing that, it slowly disappears. So, over the course of the day, hydrate. After the grieving time, then you are properly able to move on from this devastating situation. If you do not take that time to grieve, that sadness still lingers around and can only be slowly chipped away. It is so important for you to just take that time to feel. Another thing in that stage that helps me is I always just think about it as a new day. Every day is new opportunities, new ways to make change. So if I need to take a day to just be sad and just not be in a good place, I take that one day because I know when I wake up tomorrow, that's when I can do something new with my life. Like, obviously it doesn't work like that. Obviously, like, if I just wanted to do something new with my life an hour from then, I could also do that. But mentally, I'm in a place where every single day brings those new opportunities. That's just how my mind functions. So I know that if I just spend one whole day and I set that day aside to just be sad, to just be like, wow, this is the worst thing in my life. Once I wake up the next day, I know that I am so capable of doing anything new, because I totally took all the time I needed to be sad. I took the entire day, and now I'm ready to conquer all of life's challenges. Please note, everyone is different. Some people, like I said, need to take time to do calming things. Some people need to be around other people. Some people may just need a few hours. Some people may need a few days. Everything varies from person to person, and also situation and how devastating the situation is. Number two, what we have to talk about is how we create that new change, how we then essentially bounce back. There are two ways to create major change. That is, one, changing the environment, or two, making many tiny habits and changing yourself. Changing the environment, though not impossible, is probably the hardest thing you could possibly do. Say your devastating thing is that you just broke up with your significant other. Changing the environment would mean changing the fact that you guys broke up. For the sake of you guys never getting back together, changing the environment is nearly impossible, right? That's where number two comes in, which means changing many tiny habits. When we talk about changing many tiny habits, there are three things we have to account for if we want to create long-lasting change. One, we need the motivation, and I promise you that you will not get the proper motivation unless you take that feeling time. So if you were able to feel and grieve what you needed to, now you have the proper motivation to get over whatever devastating situation you are in. Two is ability, whether physical or mental. You need to somehow be able to reach this goal. So if somehow your goal from breaking up with your significant other is now you want to be able to fly, I mean, you don't have the ability, but like, I'll cheer you on and be like, good try, but like, let's create some realistic goals here. So usually number two, or ability, is usually accounted for something that you're already able to do. And then three, which is probably the most important, is what is called almost the trigger. Something that you already do that can trigger yourself into this new habit. I think this would be so much easier if I used an example. So let's use the example of trying to get over a significant other. And say one of your old habits was every day at 4 o'clock when you would get out of work, you would text your significant other. We are trying to break that habit, right? So how do you do that? You remold that habit and create a new, better one. So let's create the existing habit, which is something happens at 4 o'clock every day when you get out of work. So let's say every day at 4 you can now text your mom, or maybe you can call your grandma, or maybe you can text your very best friend and ask how their day went. Maybe every day at 4 you want to promise yourself that you are going to look outside and just notice the beauty that nature has to offer you. Maybe now every day at 4 you want to plan to go to the gym. Maybe every day at 4 you're just going to send your Snapchat streak, something to keep your mind rolling on something else. Whatever new thing you choose to do at 4, make that your new habit, that every day at 4 that's what you're doing. So you are taking that old habit and remolding it into something positive that does not correlate with what you're trying to forget. If we take all those old habits that revolve around your ex and we can remold them into new and positive habits, all those positive habits add up into you getting over your ex. Now, 3, all you have to remember is you are human. I've seen so much on like Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, these like little images of an upward arrow like this, and it's like, this is what we think success looks like, but success is actually sort of like a zigzag. I feel like one of those Disney Channel stars is like, I'm Annie and you're watching Disney Channel. Like, but you know what I mean? Success is never a point A to B. Success is literally, you go up a little, you come back down, you might do a little zigzag, loop de loop and pull, then your shoes are looking cool. I'm sorry. Success goes from A to somehow reaches Z. Success is not one-way train up. You will fail in the process. Getting over something devastating can't just happen with the snap of your fingers. You will have to fight for a new mentality. Life is definitely a fight and a struggle sometimes, but you are 100% capable of making your way through it. You are 100% capable of succeeding and being the best you could be. I mean, honestly, think of any time that you reached a situation or point in your life that you felt so down you didn't think you could get out of it. And think of the fact that you're here now. As hard as things get, somehow you still find your way out of it. the end of the day, being you is the best possible thing that you could be. You are worth this life. You are so worth this life. You have always been worth this life. And I am proud of you for how far you've come in this journey. Thank you so much for watching this video. I know this was a little long, but I hope this meant something. I hope this really did help you see a more drawn out way of how to get over very hard situations. I hope you realize that life really is hard, but you are totally capable of more things than you could ever believe. And I know you are able to get through whatever you're struggling with right now because you are one pretty radical human being. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!